presentation of Fox Sports.
We are the Fourth. We are Ohio.
A road trip that started off so well for the Tribe ended with a thud in Philadelphia. But after a day off, the Indians host a team they swept to start the 9-game road trek, the Detroit Tigers. The Motor City Kitties have won 5 straight, and they'll send Justin Verlander to the mound in a rematch with Josh Tomlin next on Sports Time Ohio. After 10 long days on the road, the Indians return home to Progressive Field, where tonight they welcome in the Detroit Tigers and kick off a Central Division homestand. The Tigers for 3, then the Royals come in after that. Miguel Cabrera has long been the Indians' nemesis in these head-to-head battles. Hopefully tonight, Francisco Lindor will be able to spark the Indians' suddenly dormant offense. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. We could easily be sitting here tonight talking about a very good road trip for the Indians. When you play 6 straight one-run games, if they win 5 of those 6, then it's a whole different story. The reality is they lost 5 of those 6, and now the team's kind of trying to figure out where do they go from here.
Well, but really, it's a fine line when you talk about one-run games. If you win them, you don't worry about it. You enjoy the win. When you lose them, everything is magnified. From the 7th inning on, they're going to have to get a big hit. They're going to have to make a big pitch. They're going to have to do something, and everybody's going to have to look in the mirror and do something on their own if they want to turn this thing around. They've been outscored 10-4 in the 8th inning, late in the ball game. They haven't been able to hold on to a lead when they do have it, so things are going to have to turn around. And if you win those games, you start feeling really good about yourself. They're going to have to shake some hands, their own hands, a lot more.
Well, the Indians have had success in their career against Justin Verlander. He's on the hill for the Tigers tonight, and Josh Tomlin will go for the Indians, and he has been their lost stopper.
Boy, he started this last road trip out with a bang, a 2-1 win. He was matched up against Verlander, gave up just for 4 hits. He gave up 1 run, and he has been the main stopper for the Indians pitching staff after an Indians loss, so they need him to step up big tonight. The Indians are going to try and give Justin Verlander his 100th career loss. Now, they have beat him as much as anybody in baseball, and this guy came out. I thought he threw the ball well Friday ago, where he was throwing a lot of high fastballs, mixing that slider down in, and he was able to get some guys chasing the pitch. Pitched a good game, but he came out on the losing end. They're going to try and get this homestand started off properly with a loss to Justin Verlander.
Even though the Indians did beat the Tigers that night, Justin Verlander, it's only 3 times has a Tigers starter gone 7 innings in a start this year. That was one of them, but the Indians did get the victory. When we come back, we'll have tonight's first pitch between the Indians and the Tigers. We'll also check in with Andre Knott, who will talk about lineup changes for both clubs. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by your local Toyota dealers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And we welcome you into Progressive Field on a sunny evening. Not a cloud in sight. What a change from what we were used to on the road trip that just concluded in Philadelphia. It was rainy and cloudy all weekend in Philly, but the Indians back home hoping to get things started off on the right foot against the Detroit Tigers. And it's interesting when you look at the Indians and their lineup and how it's sort of evolved and changed with the guys in and out. The Tigers were slumping when we were in Detroit. The Indians swept them. And not soon thereafter, they made a lineup change. With more on that, we go downstairs to Andre Knott.
Well, in our final day in Detroit on that Sunday, we talked a little bit about where Justin Upton was in the lineup for the Tigers. He was batting in the 2-hole. He was only hitting about .211 in the 2-hole for the Tigers. The next day, they changed lineups, and he moved to the 6th spot. After that, he's driven in 5 runs, and he's had a home run. Now, J.D. Martinez went into the 2-hole. After that, he's driven in 4 runs since, with a couple home runs as well. And the Tigers have gone 6-1 since. Now, we've watched the Indians as well change their lineup. And with Santana, Carlos Santana in the leadoff spot, the Indians have had their best games offensively so far this season. So both teams have done it. I talked to Terry Francona about changing lineups and getting the right players in the right position. He says basically it comes down to having a feel for your players. He goes, I don't know why it worked for Detroit. I just hope it doesn't work over the next 3 days. He goes, I had a feel that Carlos would help us in the leadoff spot because he gets on base and because he's comfortable hitting the fastball. So, once again, with Justin Verlander on the mound, you see Carlos Santana at the top of the Indians lineup with Michael Brantley batting the cleanup.
You know, I thought we would see Santana leading off. Remember, he hit the home run the first game he was put into that spot on a 3-2 pitch from Verlander. So, and they ended up winning that ball game 2-1. So there's no reason why he shouldn't be put back into that leadoff spot and see what happens.
Well, the Tigers are on a roll right now. They've won 5 straight. But the Indians are on a roll where Detroit is concerned. The Tribe has won 8 of their last 10 meetings against their Central Division rivals. Hopefully that gets them rolling here on this homestand. They need to get things turned around. Here's the starting lineup for Brad Ausmus tonight. Ian Kinsler will lead it off. J.D. Martinez in the 2-hole. Then Miguel Cabrera, followed by the American League Player of the Week, Victor Martinez. B.J. Upton hitting 5th. Nick Castellanos on fire will bat 6th. James McCann just off the disabled list, hitting 7th. Anthony Gose and Jose Iglesias will bat 9th.
And tonight's Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher for the Tribe, Josh Tomlin. Josh is 3-0 on the year, a .318 earned run average. He won his last start in Minnesota. Start before that against the Tigers, went 6 2/3 innings, allowed only 4 hits and the 1 run. And they ended up winning that ball game 2-1. He's 1-0 this year, 4-5 in his career against the Tigers. And Tomlin has been very, very good, as we told you before, always after a Tribe loss. He needs to step up tonight, and hopefully he can hold that offense down that the Indians did so well when they were in Detroit. Let's check out the defense behind him tonight, brought to you by Jeep. It's going to be Brantley in left, Naquin in center, Bird in right. It'll be Ramirez at third, Lindor at short, Kipnis is at second, Napoli is at first, Gomes doing the catching.
Chris Conroy will call the balls and strikes this evening. Gabe Morales is at first base. The crew chief is Jerry Meals. And Ron Kulpa is down at third. And we're ready to go as Josh Tomlin steps in against Ian Kinsler.
Josh really had the Tigers off balance that last start against him. He was tough on the right-handers. He really pitched the inside part of the plate, and he commanded both parts, and that made him that much tougher.
Tomlin into the wide, and we're underway as the pitch is down low for ball 1. Ian Kinsler really struggled on the weekend series against the Minnesota Twins. He was just 1 for 12 against Minnesota pitching. Smashed to third, and it knocked Ramirez off his feet, and that'll be an infield hit, I believe, for Kinsler. It was hit extremely hard.
Yeah, he smoked that ball. That's one of those plays where he stayed back on the curveball, and if you watch, it's just a one-hopper with top spin, and it's a do-or-die play. and Ramirez couldn't hold on to it. And once that happens, you could see he had it. It was a good try. That ball was just smoked, and you don't know how the spin's going to come off the dirt there, so it goes as an infield single.
And it brings up J.D. Martinez. Tomlin always a terrific job at trying to keep the clamps on the running game.
His last start, he threw a couple of balls away back in Minnesota, throwing over there, if you remember.
Very uncharacteristic.
Yes, it is.
Smashed to third, another chance for Ramirez. This one he fields cleanly, and the Indians can't quite turn the double play as J.D. Martinez just barely beats it out. Terry Francona will look into the dugout and see if it's worth a replay challenge here.
Just from the naked eye, I thought he beat the play at first base. That's a long way around the horn, and it was close, but it looked like his foot got there before Napoli had the ball, and you can see on that replay he certainly did. They're still going to take another look at it, but I don't think so. Especially we were talking about the first inning. We saw Minnesota do that when we were out there, and then they had a chance to challenge one later in the game, and they couldn't. They were out of challenges. Let's see. Here comes the ball. There's the foot, and the ball's not quite in the glove yet, so it was close.
Rare that you see the first two balls put in play in a game hit right at the third baseman.
Well, that's a good thing to come back and that he's able to get another one after that one bullet was hit.
Miguel Cabrera looks at ball one low and away.
You look at Josh Tomlin's season so far, the first inning, he has an ERA of 12. And then after that, it's just 129. So if he can get through this first inning without allowing anything, it looks good.
Just missing outside, and it's 2-0. Miguel Cabrera, the Indians really kept him under wraps in that series in Detroit, and he didn't really do much against the Twins either. He was just 3 for 14 in that series against Minnesota.
Now they kept the whole team under wraps in that series. It's the best we've seen him pitch to in a long time.
There's a strike. Gonna count 2-1. A back-to-back MVP award winner in 2012 and 2013. Miguel Cabrera, the reigning batting champ, hit .338 a year ago, the fourth time he's won the batting title in a 5-year span.
Well, to me, one of the best pure hitters in all of baseball. Average power, he can do it all. He can use the whole field.
It's not like he broke his bat, hit it off the end. And over the cut it off in the gap is Naquin. On his way to third goes J.D. Martinez, and Tigers at the corners with one out here in the first.
Yeah, he's a guy that makes hitting look easy. And with the count in his favor, let's look at the sequence. Tomlin misses with the first two pitches. He went away with them. Now he's going to come in with a cutter. Gets it back on the end. He was taken all the way, and then he tried to throw that same pitch twice, and you can't do that to Cabrera. He's ready for it, and boy, that guy makes adjustments on the fly as well as anybody. So 2 hits in the first. They have runners at the corners. Now you're going to have to make a good pitch to the player of the week and get him to hit it at one of your players on the ground so you can turn a double play.
He had a little league kind of week. He batted .519, 14 hits and 27 at bats with, get this, 5 doubles, 3 homers. And he drove in 8 runs in 7 games.
Well, we've witnessed him. He can get as hot as anybody.
Well, a year ago, Rick, it was painfully obvious that he was not healthy, and that what was it, a hamstring or a knee injury? He had something wrong with his leg, and you could tell he was trying to hit off one leg.
Yeah, it was always knees. You know, and your legs mean so much when it comes to hitting and power and balance.
First and third with one out, and now he's in a tough spot. Josh Tomlin behind Victor Martinez, 2-0. Hard to believe this is already Victor's 6th season in Detroit. Yeah, last year it was the left knee that gave him problems most of the season. Now the 2-0. Missed outside, 3 balls, no strikes. And that was the thing you could tell last year when he batted left-handed. He just couldn't drive off that back leg, and he was just kind of out front, just not really stinging the ball like we're accustomed to seeing. He will swing 3-0, or at least he has historically.
It was automatic when he was here growing up and learning how to hit.
Takes, and it's a called strike.
That was Tomlin's first 3-0 count this year.
Well, Josh wasn't really giving in to him either. He was going right back out there, and he just got that one called for some reason.
No, that's the automatic 3-0 call.
B.J. Upton waits on deck. And the 3-1 pitch is popped in the air. Right field. Marlon Byrd will settle under it. J.D. Martinez tagging at third. He's coming home. Bird's throw to the plate. He is safe at the plate. And Detroit will take a 1-0 lead. Okay. Boy, a terrific throw by Marlon Byrd. It got there just a tad too late.
Well, he did everything in his power. He made a very good throw. Cabrera couldn't advance to second base because the ball could have been cut. Stayed behind it nicely. A one-hop throw, you can't do much better. You can see it was about 6 inches. J.D. Martinez comes in, he slides, and boy, it's tough to tell, but he didn't tag him.
He got him on the helmet, but by that time it's too late. Watch the tag finally gets him right on the back of the helmet there, but by that time Martinez had crossed home plate, and the Tigers have a 1-0 lead. But it looks like the Indians are going to challenge. Well, I didn't see a tag until except for when it got him on the back of the helmet.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the tag, and I don't know. I can't make a comment. I didn't really see it closely enough. And
well, all right. Maybe there's an angle. Maybe I just didn't see it clearly, Rick. Maybe he did catch him on the shoulder as he was sliding by. Let's take a look. Where does his foot hit the plate? Oh, it didn't hit it initially.
Well, his front foot is above the plate.
Yeah.
Now, if
the tag's on the helmet,
a lot of guys will slide and they keep that front foot up and they never touch home plate.
It did not touch the plate.
Yeah, and usually it's his back leg that comes into play. And you know what? That could be the case. If that's the case, I can understand that, because you see a lot of guys slide. The umpire is in perfect position to make the call. Now, whether he saw the front foot hit the plate or not,
he's out.
Unbelievable.
Mike Barnett with a tremendous job on the video replay, because obviously he saw the front foot never touched home plate, and therefore the Indians get the out at home plate. It's a double play to end the inning, and the Tigers do not score. tip this call in favor of the Indians. That's a freeze frame. On the left, you see that back leg hasn't touched home plate. On the front picture, you see the tag is being applied, and that's why the Indians got a huge video replay assist from Mike Barnett, and they're out of the inning. No runs allowed. Here's the Indians starting lineup, brought to you by Progressive. For Terry Francona tonight, Carlos Santana back in the leadoff spot, DHing. Then it's Kipnis, Lindor, Brantley, Napoli, and Gomes, Marlon Byrd, Jose Ramirez, and Tyler Naquin. The venerable Justin Verlander gave up the home run to Santana in Detroit when Santana made his debut in the leadoff spot for Cleveland. And that was on a 3-2 pitch.
Yes, it was. Worked the count to a full count, and then he tried to throw the fastball inside, and Santana got him. You know, for me, Verlander threw a lot more fastballs last start. Mixed it up well. He went upstairs when he got to 2 strikes a lot. And was able to he had 10 strikeouts, the 30th time he's had 10 strikeouts in a game. But he worked it well. But he's still a guy that, boy, there's times if he could throw, you know, fewer pitches to some hitters, you know, he's always around that 100 pitch count when it comes to the 5th inning or shortly thereafter.
One ball, 2 strikes. Well, and that has been, I guess you could say it's been a problem for Detroit in the early going this year. And if it's not corrected, it could be really problematic as the year goes on. 1-2 is down low. And that's the fact, as I mentioned in the open, Rick, the Tigers only have 3 games this year in which a starting pitcher has gone 7 innings. That may not seem like a big deal, but they're one of only 10 teams who has 3 or fewer games with a starter going at least 7 innings this year. Santana lifts this one high and looks like playable. Problem is, will Upton get there? Yes, he will. And that's out number 1.
You know, the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher is Justin Verlander. He's 2-2. It's been 2 years since he beat the Indians. You got to go back to April 17th of 2014, his last win against the Tribe. And they have beaten them more than anybody, you know, in baseball, especially the division. He's 18-19 against the Tribe. But a guy they need to step up. You know, they've got Zimmerman that's pitching very well for him this year. And he's a guy that has to fall into place if the Tigers are going to do anything.
Well, Verlander pitched 7 innings in his last start against the Indians. Zimmerman has the only other 2 starts for Detroit this year in which he's gone 7 innings or more. Now, leading the way is Washington. The Nationals lead all of baseball. They've had 13 times a starter go 7 innings. The Indians are kind of right in the middle, Rick. They've done it 6 times.
Well, they need to get better, too, because their starters have to go deeper into the game. What it does, it takes pressure off that bullpen early, especially if you have a struggling bullpen. Now, the Tigers' bullpen has struggled. They've pitched much better in the last 6 games. The Indians' bullpen has struggled. So the more the starters can give you, and that's why I'm talking about less pitches. If you can be a little tidier earlier in the ball game, you know, instead of just coming out in the 6th, you can get through the 6th and maybe go out into the 7th sometime as well.
Verlander rocks into the windup, the 2-1. And Kipnis fouls it back into the mask or chest protector. James McCann just activated off the DL. Jared Saltalamacchia was doing the catching when we were in Detroit, and he was on fire at the time.
Yeah, well, this is their boy. This is the guy, that's their everyday catcher, McCann. So he's just stepping in and going to get some playing time.
Kipnis leans back on a close pitch inside at a full count. Kipnis had his hitting streak come to an end over the weekend in Philly. In the dirt, he'll draw a 1-out walk.
Take a look at the Tigers defense behind Verlander. Upton's in left. Ghost is in center. J.D. Martinez over in right. Castellanos at third. Iglesias is a short. Kinsler at second. Cabrera at first. McCann back in there catching for the Tigers.
Francisco Lindor. He's hit in 4 straight.
Another guy that'll not afraid to throw to first base from the stretch. He'll throw over there more than anybody.
And Lindor takes ball 1. Brad Ausmus, the Tigers manager. Another throw over. Brad Ausmus is in his 3rd year as the Tigers manager. You see Omar Vizquel, the first base coach, in front of him. Lindor with a line drive base hit into right field. Kipnis hits second. He'll hold right there. J.D. Martinez got to it quickly. And so the Indians have 2 on with 1 out here in the first. Lindor, kind of like Miguel Cabrera, Rick, didn't hit it hard, but hit it in a perfect spot.
Yes, he did. It was a fastball. Don't know if he got it off the end of the bat, but he went to the gap in right center field, and you can see J.D. Martinez gets it on 1 hop, so no chance for Kipnis to go to third base. So they'll go first and second now with 1 out.
And now Michael Brantley coming to the plate. Brantley batting cleanup tonight.
You know, that play at home plate that was reviewed and called and overturned is a big play, because when the Tigers score first, they're 10-0. So that took a run off the board for them. And the Indians have always been, they're 8-4 now when they score first. They were 8-1 and they've lost their last 3. So it'd be nice for them to get on the board first.
Let's see if Dr. Smooth can deliver here in inning number 1 with 2 aboard and 1 out. Verlander steps back. Brantley 2 out of 17 since getting activated from the disabled list. And now McCann needs to go out and talk to Verlander.
Yeah, you know, he's been out a while and he hasn't been catching Verlander, so I'm sure they got to get on the same page.
It was just announced yesterday officially by Kate Upton herself that Justin Verlander and the model are engaged. She said that he popped the question before the season began. I bet he dropped a small chunk of change on that engagement ring too. That ball might have hit Brantley. Did it? No. I guess he danced out of the way. Looked like a breaking ball.
Yeah,
I don't know how it missed him.
It was a curve ball. And, you know, he did get the front foot out of the way. Brantley, I mean, that's probably why they're not on the same page. It's always, he's hit Verlander pretty good. 18 for 62. Comes out to a 290 average. But now he wants him to go through the signs again.
He looks a little agitated with McCann.
Well, it's, you know, once those guys get into a rhythm, they don't want to stop and have to think about it. They get in, they want to get going.
Brantley fouling it back.
Let's get on the same page.
And now he falls behind it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Last time he faced him, there were a lot of 2-strike fastballs that were up. But to this point, looks like he's trying to get inside on the left-handers, and he's missed a couple times, but he's missed in off the plate.
It's in foul ground. It's going to drop. And Brantley stays alive. Well, there's no disputing the importance, the value that Michael Brantley has to this Indians lineup, to the ball club as a whole. But as we've seen in the past, you can't speed things up. He's behind because of the time he's missed, and you can't get all those at-bats back in one day.
No, it's a process.
And a foul back, but at-bats like this can do nothing but help. Where you see a bunch of pitches, you foul some things off.
We were in Minnesota. I think he had about a 10 or 11 pitch at bat that seemed to get him going, and he felt, you know, because you start in left field and you start working your way around. I mean, good hitters, the more pitches they see, the better off they will be. But he still has a ways to go.
It's up high with a fastball, and it's 2-2. Already 19 pitches you see for Verlander here in this first inning. 2 aboard, 1 out.
Well, the average is 18 pitches per inning this year.
Brantley sucks one into center field, but Anthony goes, makes the catch, and the runners have to retreat.
Yeah, right on the nose, right into the tracks. So their center fielder goes. He's trying to get in there and trying to get in. You see where McCann's sitting, but you see where it comes out over the plate. That's his natural tail on the fastball. So for him to actually get it in there, it's almost got to be like that front hip slider you see Cologne throw, and a few like a Kluber. When it's on, you start it at the front hip and let it come back to the inside. And if you miss in off the plate. He got away with a couple there because he missed middle of the plate. That ball was hit on the nose, and it was just right into the tracks of Ghosts.
Now here's Mike Napoli. Takes up high, ball 1. Napoli sat out last couple of games in Philadelphia. Napoli has made himself at home so far this year with a couple of homers, 7 runs driven in. 7 hits and 27 at bats here at Progressive Field on the year. Up and away, 2-0. Hopefully that's a good sign. A couple of close pitches, and he gets the calls. It seemed like, Rick, as that road trip went on, every close call was going against him, and you could almost see the frustration growing in his face.
Well, it became frustrating there for a while. It seemed like everything they were throwing you right was a strike. But when you can hit from in front, you can be a little more disciplined. But then again, he's getting pitches to hit, and he does that, fouls them off. He does that a lot.
Well, he's 2-1 here with 2 men aboard, and that's been a good scenario for Napoli. You know, you always talk about runners in scoring position. Just when he's got guys on base, he's hit all 4 of his home runs this year. What a big swing. I mean, Verlander just reared back saying, here we go. Strength versus strength.
And he's going to elevate it, and he reached back and put a little on it. That's a ball. That's a pitch that I think you have to lay off of if you're Mike Napoli and make him get it down in the strike zone. I don't think they're going to call that a strike if he doesn't swing.
And that ball's hit to center field. Back goes, still going back. He won't get it. All the way to the wall. Kipnis scores. Here comes Lindor, and Mike Napoli delivers it home once again as the Indians strike first and lead it 2-0 on his 5th double of the year. RBIs number 12 and 13.
Just what the Indians were looking for is a 2-out base hit, and Napoli gets it. Now let's see, this fastball's down a little bit compared to the one he just swung at, and for some reason it didn't look like he swung as hard. You know, he was trying to put it in play and take a little off that swing, and what's wrong with a line drive over the center fielder's head? Not a darn thing when you got 2 guys on and it's a 2-out base hit and you're going to take a 2-0 lead.
comes Yan Gomes. And it's ball 1. Boy, that right there is exactly what was missing in 5 of the last 6 games. That timely hit.
Yep, it sure was. But to me, it looked like if you look at the 2 swings, the one before he swung and he missed, and there was a high fastball, he swung a lot harder than he did when he got to the 2 strikes. And he still lines it over the center fielder's head.
1 ball, 1 strike to count on Gomes.
That's changing your stroke when you get to 2 strikes. Boy, that's great. A lot of hitters should try that.
Foul back. It's almost like there's something in the back of your head. It's kind of like that Barry Bonds philosophy about when you get that driver in your hand and you're just you just want to get after it a little bit more. But with 2 strikes, you should always be thinking about the sand wedge approach.
Yeah, no question. If they could understand it, put that way, then put it that way too.
Gomes lines one right back through the box. Almost took Verlander with it. Napoli around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Over the catcher's head. And it's a 3-0 Indians lead as Yan Gomes delivers with a 2-out RBI single. He takes second on the throw.
Well, he did. He hit it right back where it came from. It was a breaking ball. It was a spinner, and he stayed on it, and it's down. Gomes likes it down and speeds up his bat, and he goes right back up the middle. So another 2-out base hit, and now what that does, it takes a little pressure off him when you get the first 2-out base hit. And here comes another one, and they've got a crooked number and 3 runs on the board in the first, and that's a good sign.
Now Marlon Byrd with yet another runner still in scoring position, and he pops it back out of play. But it seems like when the Indians were having trouble scoring, that 2-out RBI hit, it was like the abominable snowman. You wondered if it actually existed or not.
That's all teams go through it. All teams go through cycles like that with runners in scoring position and runners on base.
But they've come out firing here with back-to-back 2-out RBI hits to drive in 3 runs. Upstairs with it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, back in Detroit, Marlon Byrd shot one the other way. This was right after Detroit had tied the game.
Yes, he was the first hitter. It was the very first pitch in the 7th inning. They came right back and retook the lead, and that's how it ended. But he's already over 30 pitches for this inning.
Well, and as you pointed out, I mentioned he was at 19, and you said, well, that's about where he averages. Well, now the Indians have really pushed him hard.
Well, that's what a couple of 2-out base hits will do. It'll make you get over the top, and now you start thinking about, boy, is my stuff good enough? Napoli hit a fastball. Gomes hit a breaking ball.
Upstairs and out of the strike zone with that fastball. It's 3-1. Well, let's see how it breaks down, Rick.
Pretty close to being even there.
Yep.
And this is one of the problems for Verlander, is that he goes out there and throws a lot of pitches every inning.
The 3-1. And a good breaking ball that time.
Yeah, it's a good breaking ball, but it's in a count where the hitter doesn't have to swing. So he can spit on it and take it and say, okay, I'll live for another pitch. You can see already 8 runs allowed for Verlander in his 6th start this year.
Get him early. That's so
sure
often
you do.
the refrain against a starter.
And the Indians have scored 4 of those runs.
Back out of play.
And they're not done yet.
Marlon Byrd taking aim at this 3-2 pitch. And a good fastball, he fouls it off.
Yeah, that's frustrating too when you continue to just foul him off every pitch after pitch when he gets to 2 strikes and really make them work.
How many times have we said this, you suppose, over the years? The at-bat Michael Brantley had ends up in and out, but it was a good at-bat. He saw a lot of pitches. He made him work a little bit, and the next thing you know, back-to-back big RBI knocks. Might have taken a little something out of Verlander.
Could have. It happens a lot.
And I don't mean that it took anything out of Verlander from a physical standpoint, but maybe mentally you just think, okay, I got Brantley, I got their guy, I got the tough out, now I can, and the next thing you know, boom, you're sitting there staring at almost 40 pitches in the inning.
Yeah, he looks frustrated out there to me. The Indians already 5 2-strike foul balls, and Byrd has a couple of them right here.
Yeah, this will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. And a good curveball gets him to end the inning, but not before the Indians strike big. Back-to-back 2-out RBI knocks, and the Indians lead it 3-0. To the 2nd inning. And for Detroit, B.J. Upton, Nick Castellanos, James McCann do up. 52 degrees at game time. Clear skies in downtown Cleveland. A pleasant, still cool evening, but the nice thing is not too much of a breeze at all.
This is like an 80-degree day for us. This is beautiful.
Compared to what we've seen this year. Tomlin, a first pitch strike to B.J. Upton. Justin Upton, excuse me.
A guy that was really struggling the last time we faced him. He was in the number 2 hole, as Andre talked about in the open. You know, you look at him and he has 39 strikeouts in 99 at-bats. So, you know, that's almost 40% of the time that you're walking back to the dugout. You try to set that table in that number 2 hole for this team, and you have Cabrera and Martinez. But he signed a big deal, and it was a big contract. And sometimes players have a tendency that he's changing leagues, and you want to live up to that deal. This guy's a good player. We'll see him many more times this year, and you're going to see this guy turn it around and get hot at some time. He's too good of a baseball player not to. And he can hit it with authority, and he can join that crowd that's in that lineup.
Swung on and missed. That swing right there tells me that right now he's not quite where he wants to be, because just by looking at the way he stands at the plate, he's thinking about staying back. and taking the ball the other way and working it up the middle. But on that swing, front side opens up and it all just kind of goes out the window.
Well, he's facing all new pitchers over here in this league for the most part.
Diving stop by Lindor from the outfield grass, throws him out. Another sensational play by Lindor. He didn't have much time to do anything but react on that play.
Watch how nonchalant he is. He knows he's going to one-hop this ball before he even gets up. Watch how easy he throws it. Here we go, one skipper. And it's a perfect throw. You know, didn't rush it. Stayed under control. The game never sped up on him. It's a one-hop throw, and it's an easy out. Look at him. It's no big deal to him. Yeah, just another one. Continue smiling.
Nick Castellanos takes a strike. I don't think you can really overstate that. What you just said there about how that's a terrific play, and probably 9 out of 10 people would make that play. Their heart rate would go through the roof, and they'd jump up and maybe botch the throw or try to do something.
Try and throw it all the way in the air or something like that. That's an old turf throw that they used to do when they played on AstroTurf. Now you can do it on this grass because it's so good.
Another play for Lindor, backhander. This time the throw is chest high on the money, 2 down. While we have a moment, the Wayside Furniture keys to the game keep the Tigers in the park. When they homer this year, they are 13-4. Now the Indians have handed one of those 4 losses to Detroit. And of course, early offense to kick off the homestand. Well, they put 3 on the board.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the offense. Is right. 3 in the first. You know, they're in the division all week here, and they played well in the division. They're 5-2, or excuse me, 5-3.
The only home run the Indians allowed in that 3-game sweep in Detroit was a solo shot to Jared Saltalamacchia, and that was in the game in which they won 10-1.
Yeah. Oh, solo, you don't mind giving up solo shots.
Big curveball, a nice one.
See those 3 runs in that first after they erased 1 for Detroit, you know, on the challenge, which was very, very big. Let's Tomlin breathe a little bit easier going out here now.
Off the end of the bat.
And we told you how good Tomlin has been after Indians losses. He's like their stopper, man. He doesn't miss a beat. That's what you expect your #1 starter to do. Did it hit him?
Yeah, that's what they're going to say.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it tip something. I didn't see it hit the bat. He was running the fastball inside. It looked like it caught a piece of the arm. We'll look at it and then listen. Yeah, it got him on the forearm, the right forearm. Did you hear that little tip?
Yeah.
Those catchers, they don't give an inch.
Well, with James McCann aboard, Anthony Goes will get a chance to hit. Now Tomlin, you know, he goes out, he competes. His first 2 starts, he pitched as well as anybody against the Mets and against the Tigers. Gave up 1 run in each of those starts. Last time out against the Twins, he gave up 5. 4 of them were earned. He had a couple of throwing errors, as you mentioned, but he still got the win. He did just enough. Even though he didn't have it that night. You know, you and I commented, you could tell he was searching for it. He didn't have he's a field pitcher, and he didn't have the feel for a lot of his stuff, but he hung in there.
Well, he hung in there. They scored him some runs, and you know, that's the key to pitching. I don't care if you have to beat a team 7-6, beat them 7-6 or 2-1 if you have to, and he's done it already, both ways.
1-1 on the dirt, good block by Gomes. A player profile brought to you by Levin Furniture. Going back to August of a year ago, he's 10-2.
Right.
And there's the stat he mentioned after an Indians loss. Just,
yeah. 11 starts. He's 10-0.
It's like the only time he starts, it seems like.
Well, you're right, but you know what? That's okay because he always seems to rise to the occasion. 10-0 out of 11 starts. That's wonderful. I don't think he can do any better than that.
The 2-2, swing and a miss. Tomlin strikes him out to end the inning. Francisco Lindor starts the inning with some spectacular defense. 3-0 Cleveland.
MLB.com @bat app. Stay connected all season with radio broadcast, video highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com @bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and tablet.
Jose Ramirez will lead off here in the home half of the second. And Justin Verlander delivers a first pitch strike.
Well, in that first inning, there were 5 Cleveland hitters that saw at least 5 pitches or more. And that's why that's pitch number 40.
Oh my! Ramirez almost nailed Verlander. That's about the second or third time he's almost been hit.
I know Gomes took one right back up the middle like that. That's not a bad approach. This one's down near his feet, and it's a high fastball that Jose gets on top of, man. Drives it right back up the middle, right at the feet. And it gets by him. Gee.
That'll bring up Tyler Naquin. Jose Ramirez already putting together a pretty impressive book against Verlander. Naquin squaring to bunt, and he fouls it back. Tyler taking a long look down at Mike Sarbaugh at third base. Castellanos now in on the grass at third. He's got himself a pretty fair lead over there. He's having to dive back in.
Well, we always talk about his move. He's got very quick feet for a big man, and usually once he comes set, he doesn't throw over there. It's usually while he's going forward.
Pitch out, but nothing doing.
That's good. Get your hitter back to an even count.
Naquin with a hard ground ball for right to Kinsler. The second for one, and it's a double play. Our great clip from Sunday was the Indians' only run of the ball game. It cut the lead in half in the ninth inning, but that would be the final score, 2-1. That puts Carlos Santana in the Kia driver's seat with 7 career home runs against Justin Verlander. This has not been a fun place for Justin Verlander to pitch. This is his 25th game pitching here in Cleveland. He's given up 18 home runs. Only Eric Milton has given up more home runs as an opposing pitcher in this ballpark. Eric Milton.
Yeah, you remember him, don't you?
Yeah, and he did it in 12 games.
Wow.
That's when he was facing some pretty big lineups.
Yeah, that's true too. That double play the Tigers defense just turned is their 32nd this year, which is 3rd best in the league. Texas has turned 39 of them. And you look at Oakland, they've turned 34. But Oakland leads the league in errors with 20. So many pitches it takes him to put away Santana here. Breaking ball away. And he didn't get it there.
Carlos with a high drive deep to center. Back his goes on the track and right in front of the wall. He pulls it down. We played 2. Cleveland on top, 3-0. we go to the third inning. And for Detroit, Jose Iglesias will lead it off, the number 9 hitter. Iglesias, then Ian Kinsler and J.D. Martinez. Josh Tomlin into the line. He deals, and curveball misses for ball 1.
He's our old buddy that waved to us in between innings, huh? Jimmy Leland. Did you see him sitting up here?
Tremendous longtime manager of the Tigers. Before that, of course, stops in Florida where he won the World Series with the Marlins, Colorado,
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Longtime manager of the Pirates.
He's going to do the World Baseball Classic next year as the manager.
That's right. Next spring will be another WBC spring.
Well, he's always there. He comes in when Detroit's in town, and it's always nice to catch up with him.
Slowly hit up the middle. Lindor cuts it off, has to get rid of it quickly, and Iglesias beats it out for an infield single.
Well, he got down the line very well, and I think part of that from the right-handed side of the batter's box, he was running, you know, he was reaching for his swing, so he was getting out of the batter's box on the swing, and it certainly helped him from the right side. His time was very good, and it did look like his foot got there first. So that's good hustle by Iglesias, but he was on the move. Look at the time on that from the right-hand side of the batter's box to get to first base. That's about a 4-second going from home to first, and that's at the start of your swing. Now, that's outstanding from the right side.
That's cooking. Now Ian Kinsler. Kinsler hit a bullet his first time up right at third baseman Jose Ramirez, who knocked it down but couldn't make the play. And Kinsler had an infield single.
There he is. Go team man. What's he eating? A little Cracker Jacks, popcorn, enjoying the game. No stress up here, is there, Jimmy?
You remember those days in Pittsburgh before they had cameras in every nook and cranny of a ballpark. They'd catch him every once in a while.
Having a
heater in between innings.
Everybody used to.
Now the 0-1. That ball's hit hard. Deep to center. Naquin back. Onto the track, and he pulls it down. Iglesias went back to tag.
That's heads
and
up
the
play.
throw is just a little offline.
Good play.
So Iglesias gets into scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, you see that center fielder, if he's going back when he catches the ball as a base runner, you make your decision. All right, he's still going to go back. I'm going to go tag. That's a good heads-up play. Get yourself in scoring position. It's like a sacrifice bunt, except it doesn't go down as a sacrifice bunt, but he gets himself in scoring position. Good hustle.
Now, as part of that play as a base runner, you're banking on the fact that once the outfielder gets to a certain depth, if it's over his head, it's going to be a home run anyway.
Yeah, you come back. If you know it's going to stay in the park and he's not behind it with his momentum coming forward, then make your decision to get back early enough to tag. You have to do that as a runner. Your coach can't tell you that.
I mean, the worst thing, you don't want to be going back to first base and have it land on the warning track, and then
you know he's going to catch it and it's going to stay in play. You got to make that decision to go tag. That was a heads-up play. Yeah. You talk about Leland and the heaters. Well, they used to have baseball cards and a pack of smokes back in the old days.
You're talking about back in
1900s,
olden times.
Way olden times.
Because I don't remember any baseball cards in the back of smokes when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Bubble gum, and that was some of the worst bubble gum maybe ever put on the planet.
But you still chewed it.
Yeah.
Trying to blow bubbles with it.
Tried. That was the
well,
offer.
that's what I'm saying. Tried.
Tried. 1-1 hit high and foul. Looks like right side near the line. Bird and no play.
That gum used to be like chewing glass. It'd break up.
But the best part about those packs of trading cards was that bubble gum gave the cards an aroma that lasted for years. You'd break the cards out of the shoebox and they still had that bubble gum smell to them.
Tommy Boe has that type of cologne that he wears to the ballpark every day. Bubblegum cologne.
Ode to Tops. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with some high heat.
Yes, he did.
Second strikeout for Josh Tomlin. 2 away here in the third.
Let's make this our Circle K strikeout. Look at Gomes. He's standing. Gomes is actually standing to get it up above the belt at the letters on J.D. Martinez, and he makes a great pitch, and guess what? You get the swing and miss. He likes to launch that ball to right center, and it's so much easier for him with his uppercut man to launch it from a pitch down in the zone. They elevated. They got the strikeout. Out number 2.
Now here's Miguel Cabrera. In years past, this would almost be a no-brainer where you just don't pitch to Miguel Cabrera.
What, when Victor's been out?
But the way Victor's swinging it right now.
Yeah, well, that's what you need. When you have one of the best hitters going, you have to have protection behind him where you can pitch around him all day long. Another thing that happened to the Indians in years past with these guys, it always seemed like the first and second guy would be on base, so you had to pitch to him.
There was nowhere to put him.
You know, so and that also helps when your table setters get on for a good hitter.
Now Josh Tomlin with Jose Iglesias at second base. 2 down here in the inning number 3. And the 0-2 pitch. Couldn't get him to go fish.
Yeah, he tried to get him to chase, but he doesn't, does he? He doesn't chase a whole lot.
In the air to right field. Marlon Byrd moves over and makes the catch to end the inning. Middle of inning number 3. It's Cleveland 3, Detroit nothing. Ready to take his cuts here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Jason Kipnis, Francisco Lindor, and Michael Brantley due up for Cleveland here in inning number 3. Kipnis started the ball rolling in the 1st inning when he drew a walk.
Yeah, walk's a big part of this Indians offense. the only walk Verlander has, and it's started that inning, and Kipnis came around to score.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. High pop. Left fielder Justin Upton will make the catch, 1 away. Let's go down to Andre.
You know, interesting thing I watched over the weekend in Philadelphia, and I'm sure you guys watched with Philadelphia, not a lot of shifts played on Jason Kipnis, Carlos Santana, or even Mike Napoli. Now today, with the Tigers that are familiar with the Indians, you see the shift back in effect. Now look, the Indians only scored 7 runs over the weekend. Houston, of all teams, leads the Major League Baseball with 362 shifts. I'm just curious, guys, do you think it makes that much of a difference to shift when you see the difference? The Indians didn't score a lot of runs over this past weekend.
Well, I think it all goes back to, Andre, how you execute the pitch.
True.
I mean, if you can shift all you want, but if you don't execute the pitch where it's supposed to be made, then any hitter can beat that shift. I just think, you go back to the weekend against Philadelphia, there just wasn't a lot of hitting, period.
No, it wasn't. But I think as we go along with this, and we've had the conversation, there's a lot of teams that don't believe it. There's a lot of teams that do believe in it. It's just interesting to see the numbers play out.
I'll tell you what, you take a good look at how the outfielders are playing our left-handed hitters right now, Andre. And when we go down to Houston on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you watch where their left fielder is. Yeah. It'll be as shallow and over to the left field line as you'll see all year from any baseball club. At least that's the way they played us last year. I saw some of their shifts, and it was driving, I think, Kipnis and those guys crazy. You can even ask them if you get a chance.
I guess Joe Girardi recently said on the record that he thinks shifts should be banned.
He did. He said they should be outlawed, but he's one that uses them as much as anybody.
You know, I don't know that I'm a cheerleader and say, yeah, the shift's great, I love it, but I think that if you have the data and you have the statistical analysis that shows where guys hit the ball, especially on the ground, I think you're foolish if you don't use the shift. I mean, we saw the numbers. Last year, J.D. Martinez, I think, hit, what, in 500 bats, hit like 2 or 3 balls to the right side of the infield, so why not shift onto the left side when he's at the plate? If he hits it on the ground, that's where it's going.
You can play those guys anywhere you want. It's up to the hitter to try and make adjustments if he wants to get base hits. If he put all 4 guys on the right side, you know, if he doesn't try and you know, get on base a different way, then that's the hitter's fault.
Lindor singled and scored in the first. And Justin Verlander with the 2-2. Pops it up foul, headed for the seats, and out of play.
I think one of the first guys I ever saw do that is when we were down in Tampa and Joe Madden was the manager. But it was a shift where he took an infielder and put him to the outfielder when Hafner was hitting.
Yeah.
It was a 3-4 defense.
Yep.
You remember that?
I do.
They took their third baseman, I believe, or it was their shortstop, and put him out there.
The deep right field. Martinez is going to run out of room. It hits off the wall, and now he's got to chase it. And Lindor will stop at second base with a 1-out double.
You know, it almost sounded like he broke his back.
It sure did, Rick.
Now, I don't know if it did. Either that or the bat was already cracked. But I'll tell you what, he hit it deep enough, it got over Martinez's head. And he didn't get back there quick enough. This could be a tough time to pick it up right now. That sun's still sitting on top of it.
I think he's disappointed because the bat did crack on him.
Yeah, you're right. He might have felt he hit it in the sweet spot of the bat, and maybe, you know, that bat could have been cracked going up there, and he didn't realize it.
Michael Brantley to the plate. He hit the ball right on the screws his first time up, but right at the center fielder Anthony goes. And he checks on a fastball over the inside corner for a strike. Indians got 3 in the first off Verlander, trying to add on now here in the third. Right back through the middle, and Michael Brantley's got an RBI single. Oh, Michael Brantley with a really good at bat his first time up. Didn't get the results he was looking for, This time around, different story, and it's 4-0 Cleveland.
Well, he pounded him inside with a fastball at first pitch, and then he throws that curveball away. Now, he tried to throw that curveball away last time, and it was about the same spot. Brantley just takes it again, right back up the middle, and they've knocked Verlander off the mound 4 times today with base hits. So Lindor scores. He was down in the count 0-2. So they add on again. That's a good time to do it. It's a 4-0 ball game here for Cleveland.
Now Mike Napoli. Napoli doubled over the head of center fielder Anthony Gose in the first inning. And not many times will you see a ball hit over a center fielder's head that lands on the grass.
Yeah, it was a line drive, and it was a shorter swing for Mike.
Low throw dug out by Cabrera, but Brantley back safely. Already a half dozen hits for the Indians. McCann can't stop it, and Brantley scampers into scoring position. He kept it from getting behind him, but the ball rolled away from him. He was unable to corral it, and as soon as Brantley saw that, he took off.
Yeah, Michael read it well. As soon as he sees the ball go in the dirt, he took off. Went off the end of his glove, and it went down in front. And there it was. He picked it up quickly, and you're not going to get him. He could cruise in. That's just being alert over there at first base. And, read that ball in the dirt and take off.
Napoli lays off.
Attaboy, those are the pitches you want to make him bring it down. Absolutely. They're easy to swing at because you see them, but they're balls. So that'll force him to bring him down if he wants to get in the strike zone. Well, if Mike could do that, look out.
Right back to Verlander. Oh, he had Brantley, but he let him off the hook and took the sure out at first base, 2 down.
Yeah, you want to get an out anyway. He wasn't going to force it, but he caught this one. Caught it, and he had Brantley lean into third. Look, if Michael was going to score, he had him if he throws behind, because Brantley stopped.
Yeah.
He was going to force him and let the runner get to second base, but he decided, just give me the out and I'll take it at first base. And Brantley says, thank you.
Well, Yan Gomes delivered with 2 outs his first time up. Let's see if he can do it again. He got that curveball and laced it right back up the middle. Verlander fires to second, but Michael easily back in. Indians already have gone 3 for 6 with a runner in scoring position tonight. And Gomes fouling it off. Gomes now 6 for 16 on the year with that runner in scoring position. He's done a much better job already this year of coming up with those clutch RBI hits. Gomes, a towering pop to center. Gose is under it, and the inning is over. The Indians do add to their lead. Michael Brantley with an RBI single, and the Cleveland Indians lead the Tigers 4-0.
Season tickets are still available and include 8 different plans. When you buy a prorated 20-game plan, you'll get up to 12 games for free. Visit Indians.com/season tickets for more details.
All right, 4th inning. Victor Martinez, Justin Upton, and Nick Castellanos for the Tigers.
Yeah, the first time around this year for Tomlin, teams are batting .280 off him. They were 3 for 7 first time through, and then the second time he gets really tough. They're hitting .074 off him that second time through the lineup. Wow. And right now they're 0 for 3.
What would lead you to believe is the reason for that kind of disparity?
He starts getting a feel for that breaking ball and his off-speed pitches, and he starts commanding the baseball once he gets out there. As I mentioned, his first inning ERA was 12, but you just start getting a feel. And he's a touch and feel guy when it comes to the baseball, you know, with the command, moving it in and out and working both sides of the plate like most pitchers, but he's not a power guy. There you go, high enough to.
And Kipnis makes a sliding catch right in front of Lindor, and they avoid a potential collision for out number 1.
Well, Lindor wasn't going to reach it. Kipnis was playing deeper out there at second base. Lindor was going back like he was going to catch it, like he was the center fielder, and Kipnis is backing him up. And he gets it because he was deeper to begin with. Frankie wouldn't have been there. Kipnis gets it on the slide. Nice play. That's almost like a little football game there where one guy, they're playing a zone defense and Kipnis ended up playing it.
Here is Justin Upton. Robbed of a hit his first time up on a diving stop by Lindor. Ball spanked into left field, and Upton has a 1-out single. You know, that's also one of those plays, Rick, that with the new shifts is a play that they're not used to making, where the second baseman and the shortstop are literally right on top of each other.
Yeah, that's true, because how many times are you going to see him hit a soft line, you know, a fly ball that, you know, watch. He goes up and he didn't hit it all that well, almost like he jammed him. But Lindor was going straight back. Kipnis was ranging because he was playing Victor in the hole.
Well, he's the free safety. He's got more depth.
Yes, he does. And, you know, if you remember that ball in the 9th inning he made on Martinez in Detroit, it was one hop. It was going 100 miles an hour. That's where you're playing. You're banking that he's going to hit it hard and right into the teeth of the defense. Well, he hit it soft and tried to bloop one in.
Nick Castellanos grounded out his first time up tonight. It's off to a great start this year. Came in batting .361 with 4 homers already, 5 doubles, 18 driven in.
And he hit a big 3-run homer in Minnesota to get him back in a game when they were losing. That's about 5-2. He brought him right back into the ball game. So far, all 4 of Detroit's hits tonight have come after a 1-0 count to Tomlin. When he's been ahead, they're 0 for 6.
Snap throw to first. Got him!
Whoa!
Upton picked by Yan Gomes.
That was a perfect throw. I mean, right on the money. And, you know, he must have read something. He must have read something. Watch the look. He took a nice secondary lead, but I mean, right on target. Oh, great. Great look, guys. Yeah. Good play. You talk about being heads up.
And now with 2 down, the 1-1 pitch hit in the hole by Castellanos for a 2-out single. Our stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. And the Tigers have been pretty prolific so far this year when they hit a home run. They're 13-4. That's the best mark in baseball this year. When the Indians don't homer, they're 5-4, which is, believe it or not, third best. Hard to win, I guess, when you don't hit a home run.
Well, you better have good pitching.
McCann fouled that off right at the plate. He was nicked on the forearm by a pitch his first time up. Just grazed him. Swung out and missed with a breaking ball. And McCann reaching for it, just got a piece of it. See Yan Gomes throw his bare hand out there?
That's not a wise idea.
Did he think he was going to catch that with his bare hand?
That was just a little bit past him.
Or was he just reaching back for another ball real fast from the umpire?
It could be too.
Now the 0-2. Ran it upstairs, but not close enough to get McCann to offer at it. Jose Ramirez really over guarding the line at third base. Last two hits have been to left field for Tigers right-handed batters. A little bit low, it's 2-2. He was way out in front of that. You could hear the kind of a hollow echo of the bat.
He had one hand on the bat. That's why he was fooled on it. And his timing's off. He's just coming off the disable list. You see, they had a few right-handed hitters that have stayed back on Tomlin's curveball, and they've been able to hit it and hit it pretty well. He was just out in front. He hasn't been playing. It's going to take him a little while to get a feel in the batter's box as well.
To center field, Naquin charging in hard. He'll make the running catch, and that will end the inning. The Indians playing some stellar defense here tonight, and that's why they're shutting out the Tigers 4-0. of baseball. And Jordan Zimmermann named the American League Pitcher of the Month, and why not when you're 5-0 with an 0.55 ERA?
Yeah, great start to his new home. Signed a big deal with the Tigers in the offseason as a free agent, and boy, it looks good right now.
Justin Verlander goes to work here in the bottom of the fourth. Indians on top 4-0. And Marlon Byrd swings at the first pitch and sends a high pop to deep left. And Justin Upton makes the catch just inside the line. 1 pitch, 1 out.
I'll tell you one thing, with Marlon Byrd, watching him and his approach, if he gets that fastball first pitch, you can bet he's going to get after it, and he's going to hit it.
He's been impressive. I mean, he's a 38-year-old who doesn't really show the signs.
He's still quick. He's still quick
Yeah.
enough to get on a fastball. That's why he gets after it, and he doesn't want to miss it.
And when you consider, too, Rick, that the Indians signed him with about 2 weeks to go in spring training.
Yeah.
So it's not like he had a full camp.
He was working out with a college out in California, wasn't he?
Maybe.
He told Tito he was ready.
Yeah, you know, at his age, he knows what it takes to get himself ready, and he was ready to go. Jose Ramirez, bouncer to short, and Iglesias will throw him out 2 down.
Well, this is just what Verlander needs, is a quick inning. Kids tickets start at just $10 for kids 12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket. They are located in the family deck out here at Progressive Field and are only available at Indians.com.
In Justin Verlander's first 8 years in the big leagues, he had 124 wins against 65 losses and an ERA of 3.40. In his last 3 years plus the first month of this season, he's 35-34. And the ERA is 3.92. So the ERA is only a half run higher. But the one-loss record is just a .500 pitcher.
When you think of the innings that he logged, he pitched 200 innings for 8 consecutive seasons. I mean, he was the workhorse when they were going to the playoffs. That doesn't include the postseason innings. You know, that arm can only log so much. He used to throw 97 and get it up, and now, you know, he can dial it up to 95 when need be. He sits about 92, 93. I mean, and he's still a horse.
Well, and that's my point. The ERA is still pretty good. I mean, it's still very, very good. But the wins and losses have been the wins anyway have been tougher to come by for Justin Verlander. Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. 4-0 Cleveland, 5th inning. For Detroit, Anthony Goes, Jose Iglesias, and Ian Kinsler due up. There's John Bowers in the Cleveland Indians front office. Anthony Goes struck out his first time up, and he comes up empty on that swing. Goes trying to get it going offensively. He has picked up a hit in 4 of his last 6 games. But even with that 6 for his last 21, that batting average is barely above the Mendoza line.
Well, if they can, and the Tigers are swinging better overall as a team since when we left them. If they can get any production from the bottom part of that lineup, it certainly helps, like any ball club.
Bullet into right field for Anthony Goes. And the Tigers have their leadoff man aboard for the 2nd time tonight. Make a difference this summer and Bike to Carry in Velosano. Takes place July 29th through the 31st. Every dollar raised advances cancer research at Cleveland Clinic. Team up, get involved at velosano.org. Well, to your point, if they have somebody on base at the bottom part of that lineup, then Kinsler, Martinez, Cabrera.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. It makes it a lot easier for those guys, and you have to pitch to those guys, and they like it better. That's why I think a pretty big inning here for Tomlin. Josh, in his last start against the Tigers, went 85 pitches, but he was already into the 7th inning. He went 6 2/3 with those 85 pitches. He's at 66 now. And the way he pays attention, it's not like they're going to take off and run. They're going to have to hit their way around. Nobody has still tried to steal a base against Tomlin.
Goes inching off at first. And it nicks the outside corner to even the count. Quick throw and a close play, but Goes just did get back in time. The hits in this game are even at 6 apiece.
Tigers have had 2 guys thrown out on the bases. One at home plate in the 1st inning on a review. The other one was picked last inning. Upton at first base by Yan Gomes.
Tomlin's 2-1 pitch. High pop. Looks like a routine play for Michael Brantley in left field.
Yeah, you love when that guy hits the ball in the air like that.
1 down. Special shout out today. Joey Canestraro on your left is a native of Steubenville, Ohio, and his daughter Zoe, she sang the national anthem before tonight's ball game.
Did a nice job as well.
Great job.
Yes, she sure did.
Detroit, baby.
Well, that's what everybody's hoping. See if they can make it 4 straight.
Well, going back to last year, 8 out of 10. This is a team that seemed like the Indians just couldn't beat to save their life for the longest time. Ian Kinsler 1 out of 2, and look out because he swung the bat well. Another close play at first. Goes almost got picked by Gomes.
Well, they better be careful on that secondary lead. They're looking over there, and they're going to get a look at it. See, he gets off, and Gomes is again right on the money, but he got the hand in this time. They won't check that one out, but it was still very close. He's right on the money tonight with those throws.
Snap throw again. Even goes close and getting his uniform dirty. Now Kinsler, it just seems like whenever the Indians play against him, when he was in Texas, now that he's been with Detroit, he's just a pain. Guy hits a lot of line drives. Close pitch. Call the ball, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, he's
Ian Kinsler, a career .295 hitter against the Indians. 8 homers, 56 runs batted in. Pops this one back out of play. Nothing Cleveland. Tigers batting here in the 5th, 1 on, 1 out. Curveball sped up his bat, and he smokes it deep to left and gone. Ian Kinsler with a 2-run homer gets the Tigers on the board and cuts the Indians' lead in half. As Kinsler clobbers his 5th homer of the year, driving home runs 14 and 15.
Well, Kinsler, I think, has been looking for this pitch all night long. His first at bat, he had a base hit on the curveball, and this is a hanger. This one stayed middle of the plate, and it was just what he was looking for. You see how he really stayed back, kept the hands back, and gets it over that yellow line into the seats. It comes back into play, but now the Tigers are on the board. They cut it in half. It's 4-2. Kinsler, his 5th home run, so that gives him a little life. 3rd homer given up by Josh Tomlin.
And with 1 out in the inning, J.D. Martinez goes after the first pitch and pops it out of play. Now J.D. Martinez came in as the American League's, or one of the American League's top hitters on this just completed series. The Twins really held him at bay, going just 2 for his last 13, but it was the move of putting him up in the order and dropping Justin Upton down that might have sparked the Tigers after the Indians swept them in Detroit.
Well, he hit a 3-run home run in his first game in that spot in the number 2 hole.
Swung on and missed. Tomlin puts him away quickly. 2 down. Strikes him out for the 2nd time tonight.
Head back for the Tigers, number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
That brings up Miguel Cabrera, who's 1 for 2 tonight, with more on the Tigers' top player. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, as you guys continue talking about the Martinez's and where Upton is in the lineup, Miguel Cabrera is the guy that's got the most comfortable. Terry Francona says, you know, the thing that stands out about him is his ability to have balance at the plate and never be fooled. He says no matter what you're thinking, he seems to be a step ahead. And when all these other guys start swinging, it seems he got real hot quickly.
Swings at that first pitch and fouling it back.
He is. When you talk about balance, I think that's what you talk about good hitters. You know, he doesn't reach for much. He takes the ball the other way. He just hits it where it's pitched. He can hit a breaking ball. He can hit a fastball. It could be in. It could be out.
Is it freakish hand-eye coordination? What enables him to stay back and not get fooled?
I don't know. He's so strong, and he's so relaxed in the batter's box. I don't know. He's a treat to watch. Great hands. I mean, and he's so strong, and you got to be able to see it. And he's smart, man. Look at this. I mean, he can. It's like batting practice when he's up there, and he makes it look easy. That's his 2nd hit tonight. So a 2-out single for Cabrera, and that's 3 hits in the inning now. And you're getting to that point for Tomlin that he's getting close to the end. There's a breaking ball down. And it's not a bad pitch. You see where it is, but it comes as a line drive off the bat of Cabrera.
Josh just over 80 pitches on the night, and he's been able to retire Victor Martinez twice.
Wasn't the umpire saying that?
I don't think so. I think there's somebody close to behind home plate near our microphone.
There's somebody in their dugout.
There's a called strike, and that'll even the count. Victor not happy with the call. And when you're the American League Player of the Week and you hit everything in sight, I can understand why he might not agree with the call. The 1-1 pulls that foul. And now Tomlin jumps ahead. There's Tomlin's 1-2 pitch to Victor Martinez. Down at his feet. Trying to get him to offer at it, but no dice, and it's even up at 2-2. Tomlin's had to work through it here in this 5th inning. Indians have that big shift on. Kipnis out on the outfield grass. Remember, he made the great running sliding catch on Victor in the 4th inning. Martinez just punches it into center field.
How's that for hitting?
And back-to-back hits here with 2 outs in the 5th inning.
Well, that's just making adjustments, man, on the fly. He kept his hands back, and he took that shot before he got to 2 strikes, a hit, 1 out. And then look at this pitch. That was off the plate by 4 to 6 inches. And that's he took exactly what he gave him, and there's a hit right back up the middle. That's great hitting on something down and away. And Callaway is going to have to come out to stall. They're going to have to get the bullpen going here because Tomlin has had 86 pitches. And he's about out of gas now. That's 4 hits in the inning.
And with 2 outs, the batter is going to be Justin Upton.
if that phone's working down there. I see guys in the dugout waving their hats. So I'm not sure that the phone is working to the bullpen. Well, you watch base hits on 2 good pitches. Here's Cabrera on a breaking ball down. You can see the balance. He might have been a little out front, but he stayed on it, and his bat stayed through the hitting zone. This is a pitch that's not even on the plate. And he goes to reach out there and just stays on it and brings it right back up the middle. Those were good pitches, but the good hitters beat that pitch right there. Both of them.
Tomlin delivers low and outside to Justin Upton. Tommy Hunter is the guy getting loose for the Indians. So the bullpen phone's not working. Mickey Callaway signaled out to the bullpen by waving his arms, and then he put his hands as far apart as possible, as if to say, give me the big guy. And so Tommy Hunter is getting loose. Upton sends a sky-high fly ball to left. Brantley back. Under it, makes the catch. Tomlin survives a shaky 5th. Tigers get on the board with a 2-run homer. It's 4-2 Cleveland halfway through. Flying out Pulaski and Jensen Lewis before and after ball games with Indians Live. Folks enjoying a night at the ballpark here as the Indians open a homestand with 3 against Detroit, then 3 against the world champion Kansas City Royals. Top of the order for the Tribe as Carlos Santana will lead it off. Santana 0 for 2. He is fly to left and deep to center. Verlander, who the Indians roughed up in that first inning for 3 runs on 3 hits, needed 44 pitches total to go through the lineup the first time. Second time around, he needed just 29.
Well, he had a nice 1-2-3 inning last inning, and that got the offense back in, and we'll see what kind of life he comes out with. I know one thing, he came out with some sleeves on. He didn't have those sleeves on the first 4 innings.
That's interesting because that means he was feeling cold while he was on the mound, because when you're in the dugout,
they have the heaters.
With the heaters in there, it's comfortable in the dugout.
Yeah, it's cooling down, so I don't know. Maybe he wanted to cover him up. And
how about that? He walks Santana on 4 straight pitches. better take the sleeves off. First inning, it was a 2-run double by Mike Napoli to straightaway center field. Yan Gomes without a 2-out RBI single. It was 3-0. And Michael Brantley made it 4-zip with an RBI hit in the third. Tigers came back in the fifth on an Ian Kinsler 2-run homer. And that is where we stand. Home half of the fifth. Jason Kipnis walked and scored in that first inning. Fly ball to left in the third. 1-1 to count.
I was just getting ready to say Verlander doesn't have to worry too much about, you know, Santana going out and stealing first, even though you walk the leadoff hitter. But it's just habit, man. Pitchers get into habits; they throw to first base. It's not that he wasn't even off the base. It's when you don't pay attention, Santana will take off, and you fall asleep on him. But that doesn't happen too often.
Missed inside to Kipnis, 2-1.
He's been trying to go in there a lot tonight with the left-handers, but every time he's missed, it's been in off the plate. This year for Verlander, the third time through the lineup, they're hitting .333 off him on the year. So Santana was the first one to go through for the third time, and he walked.
And Jason lines it into center field. Santana hits second. He's going to head for third. No, puts on the brakes and wisely stops at second. Tribe has their first two on to start the bottom of the fifth.
And Kipnis gets on the board with a hit. That's the seventh hit now for the Indians. He's walked. He got a base hit. Nice stroke there. Ball down in the zone. He stayed on, got through it. Takes it right back up the middle. Good swing. You notice a lot of the Indians' hits been right back up the middle today, where they stay on the baseball. They don't try and do too much with it. They take a nice little approach, short swing. Now he's got to face a guy that's 2 for 2 off him tonight in Lindor.
Francisco singled in the first, and he doubled off the wall in right field in the third inning. And it sounded like he cracked his bat, or might have already had a cracked bat when he went to the plate and didn't realize it. And the ball hit off the fence. Otherwise, with the swing he put on it, it would have easily been into the seats for a home run.
Well, you can see McCann way out in front. They're going over their defenses in case there's a bunt here. Still only the fifth inning, and Lindor's 2 for 2 off Verlander tonight so far, and he's come around to score 2 runs.
And Lindor, big swing, fouls it back.
Take a look at Francisco. His first 2 times to the plate. Base hit, one hopper to right. This one's cracked the bat and gets it. It goes to the base of the wall in right field. I think he realized it. Yeah, he can't believe it. I think that bat was cracked before he went up there. But anyway, he's 2 for 2.
Can a bat have just a real fine hairline
Sure
crack and you won't notice it?
Yeah, could have it down in the hands where you have the pine tar or anything that they put on it, the claw, and you just don't see it. You know, and it looks solid and it feels solid. It certainly can. Little hairline crack.
in the dirt. McCann blocks it, and the runners hold. Drew Verhagen getting loose for Detroit. Tommy Hunter still up in the Cleveland bullpen, but he's not throwing at the moment.
Oh, I think he's on. I think Tomlin's done for the night.
You think so?
Yes.
5 and fly?
Yeah, I do. I sure do. He's at his 86, 87 pitches, and that's about it.
Missed inside. Verlander wanted that one, and it's 3-1.
Well, there you go. Patience by Lindor. He's missed a lot in there to left-handers tonight. They haven't been swinging at it, so it's a good hitter's count here for Frankie.
He drives one deep to right. Goodbye. Francisco Lindor with a 3-run homer. And the Indians take command of the game right back from the Tigers as they increase their lead now to 7-2.
And Lindor just a triple shy of the cycle. And I mean, he smoked that ball. 3-1 count, got a fastball. This one had the plate. And I'll tell you what, he hit it a ton. And he knew it as soon as it left the bat. So back come the Indians on a strike from Francisco Lindor. It was right there. It said, hit me. And he certainly did. His second home run, and it is a bomb. And he has also scored 3 runs tonight. Seventh homer given up by Verlander.
Now Michael Brantley pulls one foul.
Well, that's when you want to hit him, when you got a couple aboard.
That's the 19th home run allowed by Verlander here in Cleveland. And Brantley with a fly ball to right field. He had that in just enough that Brantley really couldn't extend and drive it one away. Here's our Yellowwood bringing the lumber. Let's go back to that first inning.
A big swing to foul it off and a pitch out of the zone. Another big swing trying to pull it, and I watch him cut down. And boy, it's a line drive to drive in the first 2 runs for the Tribe. He took a little bit off that third swing, and that ball was just a hair down, a little bit more, and came up with a big 2-out base hit back in the first inning.
And Napoli looks at a fastball low at the knees for a strike. Boy, did that swing by Lindor just take the wind out of the sails of the Tigers. Still a long way to go. It's not like the game's over, but boy, when they came right back, put the 2 on the board, and all of a sudden they're right back into the ball game.
Well, it was a big inning, and what's Verlander do to the first hitter? He walked him up 4 pitches. He started that inning for him, then a base hit, and then a bomb.
Well, you think back to the game in Detroit. That I know it was only a 2-1 game, but Indians led it 1-0. Tigers scored and tied it. The very next inning, the first pitch Verlander threw, home run. Indians go right back.
That's where, as a pitcher, you've got to go up and throw a 0 on the board and get your team back in there. And he couldn't do it, and that's where the momentum shifts right there. That's called the Big Mo. Second time they put 3 on the board in a game, and they've been having a tough time scoring runs. But they take it right back.
The 2-2, and it's fouled back into the seats. Buck Farmer getting loose for Detroit. They had Drew Verhagen. I don't know if something happened to him or if after the home run they just changed their mind. That could have been the case. Verlander closing in on that 100 pitch mark. 3-2 is low for ball 4. And you saw the sort of grim look that Rich Doobie had on his face. The Tigers pitching coach is going to make a visit to the mound. Or at least it looks, yeah, here he comes. Probably felt good about the way Verlander threw in the 4th inning. Bing, bang, boom, a 1-2-3 inning. They come back and score 2. And then he comes out here for the 5th, and the Indians just jumped right back into attack mode. This series continues tomorrow night. Corey Kluber against Anibal Sanchez. Alan Jensen start our coverage with Indians Live at 5:30. First pitch at 6 o'clock right here on the home of the Indians, Sports Time, Ohio.
Catcher John Gomes.
Mike Napoli with another good at bat. He was down 0-2, ends up with a 7-pitch at bat, drawing a walk. And you mentioned that earlier, Rick. A lot of Indians hitters able to get deep into counts against Verlander.
He can't put them away. He gets the 2 strikes, and they end up going deep into that bat. And I don't know if he's going for the punch out instead of just trying to let him put in play.
Gomes retired on the slow roller by Iglesias. 2 down. Napoli in the scoring position. Looked like Jan started his swing, wanted to stop, but he was already halfway through it. And with 2 down, Marlon Byrd will be the batter. And Byrd, while he's 0 for 2 tonight, has had a couple of pretty good at bats. The first time up, he saw a lot of pitches. He ended up striking out on a really good hook by Verlander. And then on the 4th, he drove the ball to left field. And he gets after that first pitch again, but Iglesias is there to throw him out. The inning is over, but the Indians strike back here in the 5th on a 3-run home run by Francisco Lindor. 7-2 Cleveland. Verlander a little soul searching right now in that Tigers dugout, and the Indians have clobbered him for 7 runs on 8 hits tonight. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Orioles lose J.J. Hardy with a fracture in his left foot, their shortstop. Baltimore began the day 14-10. And Devin Mesoraco, wow, a torn labrum. That sounds like worse than just a 15-day DL, doesn't it?
Yeah, if it's torn, it certainly is.
Yeah.
If it's torn, he'll probably need surgery.
Cincinnati began the day dead last in the NL Central, losing 8 of their last 10. Boy, their bullpen is just in tatters. Nick Castellanos, as Josh Tomlin does indeed come back out here for the 6th inning.
Yeah, well, that 3 runs certainly helped, and it brought him back, but he'll be on a short leash.
that's a close pitch. 3-1. Right at the bottom of the zone. Full count.
You know, not a bad idea there by Castellanos. You're leading off the inning. You're down by 5. Take that 3-1 pitch. You need a base runner really to get it going. So Tomlin came back with a strike though.
In the air to center field. Drifting back is Naquin. And still going back onto the track and makes the catch right in front of the wall for out number 1. That ball had some serious carry to it. And Naquin ends up running it down.
James McCann.
Yeah, he took his eye off it now, and you're getting to the point now. I think that sky has something to do with it too, looking up there. But he got to it. He finally made the catch. We're getting to that twilight. About 8:15. It's tough to pick up in that sky.
Well, and especially as we pointed out, there's not a cloud in sight.
And as high as it was, you know, you'll have about every game there's about a 5-minute period where it's just tough to see something up in the sky. You need help, and that one was up there for a while.
James McCann nicked by a pitch in that second inning and then fly to center to end the 4th.
Woo.
Player right side.
And you know, the 3 outs that they sent Josh out to try and get here from 5 innings, you know, if it stayed a 4-2 game, I'm sure Josh probably would have been done, but they come back to add that 3. These 3 outs mean a big difference in a ball game. You know, so now if he can get through it and this 6th, then your bullpen needs 9 outs. You know, and you've got a fresh bullpen after coming off an off day. You could use just about anybody you want. But you know, when you need 12 outs and you know you've got a series, another one going tomorrow, the starters are very key.
Wow. Tomlin painting the outside corner for a strike. That gives him 4 Ks on the night.
Stepping in for the Tigers.
Let's get the latest on the Indians injury front with Andre.
Well, with Roberto Perez, the team's backup catcher, he was looked at by Dr. Graham today. He'll get looked at again in 3 days, or on Thursday most likely, and then they'll figure out if he has to have surgery on that thumb. Also, Carlos Carrasco has been working out in the water. He's been running and he's doing some lunges and things like that on the ground. Still going to be a long time before we see him.
Are you in there throwing anything at him when he's doing his lunges?
I'm throwing everything at him, as a matter of fact. I'm picking up some new stuff as we go along. And the sky's getting kind of dark, by the way, old man.
The sky is?
Yeah.
Where are you at? What hole are you in?
Same hole I'm always on.
It doesn't look too dark for me up here.
Because you're up there with him.
He's been living in the clouds his whole life, Andre.
So I've heard.
The 1-1 to Anthony goes, and it's fouled off to the left.
He had to get an old man in tonight. He hasn't done it in a week.
Tomlin just over the 100 pitch mark, trying to work his way through this 6th inning.
Well, get him 1 more strike and 1 more out, and he'll give you a solid 6.
Check, did he go? No. The appeal down to Ron Kolpa.
Okay, from 0-2, you don't want to walk him here. You gotta go at him, make him put the ball in play.
Josh shakes him 3 times. Now he's ready. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Tomlin with his 5th strikeout of the night finishes in fine fashion, retiring the side in order for the first time tonight. of the bullpen has been made for Buck Farmer. The right-hander coming on for the 5th time this year. He's pitched 6 1/3. He's walked 2, struck out 8. Opposition only batting a .182 against him. He's done a nice job. He's finished out a couple of games for Detroit. And right now, I'm sure Brad Ausmus is looking for maybe a couple of innings of relief after Justin Verlander went just 5 here this evening.
Yeah, he had another tough start against the Indians. A couple of big 2-out base hits in the first inning, got him on the board, and a big 3-run homer.
Jose Ramirez pops the first pitch to left. Justin Upton squeezes it 1 down.
Now at bat for the Indians.
Watch this sequence from Verlander to Lindor. They thought he might have been bunt, but right there he says, I'm not. He misses down and in. A breaking ball he doesn't chase after. Goes inside with another fastball for a ball. 3-1. Lindor looking fastball. He got it. He got the fastball and just let his hands work and hit it deep. And that was a big 3-pointer. His 3rd hit of the night. Single, double, homer. And it couldn't have come at a better time because the Tigers had just put 2 on the board on a Kinsler homer in the top half of that inning. So they respond quickly.
Tyler Naquin fouling it back in a count 0-2. You know, I wanted to ask you something too. Justin Verlander, at one time, he was a guy that could hit triple digits on the radar.
Yeah.
And so as time goes on, you don't have that anymore. He can still get it up there. We saw 95 tonight. He can still throw it hard enough to succeed and get by. But the question I had for you is, if a guy's kind of sitting around 92, boy, there's a smash by Naquin in a left field for a base hit. And then the Indians will have a 1-out base runner as they turn it over to the top of the order. I was listening to some guys talk about facing Nolan Ryan, and you faced him in his heyday, obviously. And they were saying, what's the difference between hitting 92 and hitting, say, 98 to 100? And the hitters would just kind of hold their hands out about a little bit farther than shoulders width apart and say, about that's the difference, about that much. So when they say that, it's just you get a longer look at it. When it's 92, you get a little bit longer reaction time, in other words.
Yeah, but it's coming from 60 feet, not even when they release the ball. And it's funny because when I had a hitting coach in Milwaukee, Frank Howard, he said, you know what? You could strike out 3 times. He said, that's all right. He struck you out on 3 fastballs. He said, but this time is going to be that much shorter, and it's your time to get them. You know, so, you know, that much on a, whether it's a foot, 6 inches or whatever on a fastball, it makes a difference. But you can still get outs at 92. You know, it's all a matter of locating and how you separate your off-speed pitches, your change-ups, and how you set hitters up. You're just not rearing back and throwing fastballs every time. It's movement on the pitches. It's, are you using both sides of the plate?
And not to compare, because I don't think we may never see the likes of a Nolan Ryan ever again.
You won't.
But Nolan Ryan was allowed to be also. Let's not forget that the game has changed the way it's policed now. He was allowed to be effectively wild during his days.
So he would walk a boatload and, you know, strike out a boatload and foul balls, and he, God knows, the pitch count.
And he'd buzz you, too.
Never, well, sure he would. He would do it on purpose if you were a rookie. Automatically, just to get the intimidation factor in there. It was automatic. Yeah, hitters don't have to worry about the inside part of the plate like they used to.
Now the 1-2 upstairs.
But I think the strike zone's smaller now than what it used to be. It used to be a lot wider. And I would think it'd be easier to pitch because they used to call a high strike. Now you can throw one at the belt, and sometimes it gets called, and most of the times it doesn't.
Santana once again working out of that leadoff spot tonight patiently. Works the count full. He walked and scored in the 5th inning. And he's walked again. So Santana with a walk puts Tyler Naquin in the scoring position. And the Indians have 2 on with 1 out. And Jason Kipnis coming to the plate. You know, the other thing I thought was interesting, Rick, talking about pitchers and the way the game's changed a little bit as far as what you can do. Mike Schmidt said he got a little dribbler, like just a worm burner that got through the infield that drove in a run against Bob Gibson, maybe when he was a rookie. Said the next time up, Gibson drilled him right in the shoulder.
Yeah, you shouldn't have got that hit.
2 on, 1 out. Jason Kipnis singled and scored his last time up. He scored twice tonight.
Yeah, Jason had the base hit right before Lindor hit the 3-run homer. He took a nice little fastball down and away, right back up the middle. 5 hits off Verlander, or right back up the middle for Indians hitters.
Castellanos can't get to it. Everybody's safe and the bases are loaded. A little infield dribbler by Kipnis. You talk about perfectly placed. It was just that for Jason Kipnis. And he said, as many times I've hit line drives and been robbed, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, here you go. He had to pick that ball up and it hit the ground. I don't even know if he would have threw him out if he would have caught the ball. And then Lindor, he has 3 hits. Now the home run. He's a triple away from the cycle now. The Indians with double-digit hits. They have 10 on the night.
And so, with the bases loaded and 1 out, Lindor tries to blow this game wide open now. Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Kinsler to second for 1 on the first. A double play saves the day for Detroit and keeps them alive in this game. Is brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partner of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by Ford. built Ford tough. (7-2). Indians lead it. 7th inning here at Progressive Field. And Tommy Hunter coming on for the Indians after Josh Tomlin went 6 innings. Tommy Hunter making a second appearance for the Indians since being activated. Tomlin went 6 innings tonight. Gave up 2 runs on 9 hits, did not walk a batter, struck out 5.
And looking to go 11-0 after an Indians loss in 12 starts.
Jose Iglesias singled in the 3rd, flying out his last time up.
Yeah, Hunter's first game pitched for the Indians took a loss on a couple of bloops.
Two balls, no strikes. And there's a strike. And a fastball at 95 paints the outside part of the plate. Top of the order, Ian Kinsler waiting on deck. And a breaking ball bounced to second. Kipnis flips it over, 1 away. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Tigers had 1st and 3rd, 1 out in the 1st. Fly ball to right. Caught by Bird. Throw to the plate. The call is safe. But the Indians go to the video replay, and Mike Barnett was all over it. And the Indians got the call overturned. A double play gets them out of the inning. No run scores. And what do the Indians do? They come up and put 3 on the board in their half of the 1st inning.
That was a big turning point. Whether, you know, you look at the score now and you don't think about it, but it was the 1st inning and big play in the ball game. No question about it. He looked safe, but boy, it's tough to fool the cameras, isn't it? That front foot was up and it was past the plate.
Yeah, I didn't. When we looked at the replay initially, I wasn't looking at his front foot not touching home plate because it looked like it had.
Well, everybody thinks his front foot, because it's extended, it goes out there, you're going to touch it, but many times that foot stays above the ground by about 4 or 6 inches, and you see it's up.
Yeah.
And it never touches the plate. It's the back leg or knee that touches the plate, and the tag was applied when that front foot wasn't there. So it was
hit to 3rd. Kinsler testing Ramirez once more, and Jose retires him, 2 down.
Well, watch the game from the corner in right field, where the new drink rail's out and left with the district ticket presented by Sports Time Ohio. District tickets are only $13, and that includes your first drink as well. So go online, available at Indians.com.
J.D. Martinez 0 for 3 on the night. Has struck out his last 2 times up. A little bit like night and day after watching Tomlin and then coming out facing Tommy Hunter, who's zipping it up there 93 to 95 miles an hour. Cutter maybe just missed outside with that. 1-1. Hunter began last year with Baltimore, traded to the Cubs. Had a couple of surgeries after the season ended to repair a core muscle. So he went to spring training really with no clear date as to when he would be ready. But it didn't take long. Well, the Indians are hopeful that he can help bolster the bullpen.
Well, he's pitched out of the back end of bullpens before, where he's been a closer, he's been a setup guy, so he knows the late inning roles. And actually, it'd be nice to someone step up for the 7th inning.
Strike 3 called. J.D. Martinez has the hat trick. Stretch time in Cleveland, 7-2 Indians. Well, how about she's rocking the old 1995 World Series sweatshirt? Don't see many of those around. Right in the middle.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Home half of the 7th will feature Michael Brantley, Mike Napoli, and Jan Gomes for the Tribe. Buck Farmer delivers, and a ground ball backhanded by Miguel Cabrera. 1 down.
Well, Tribetown MVPs is the official kids fan club for the Cleveland Indians. It's designed for kids ages 6 to 14. Memberships are $20 and include invitations to exclusive events and one of the kind Tribe gear. Visit Indians.com. Tribe own MVPs for more information.
Here's Mike Napoli. Big guy got it started for the Indians here tonight. After Kipnis walked and Lindor singled in that first inning, Michael Brantley hit a ball right on the screws, but it was caught by center fielder Anthony Goes. And then Napoli came up, and you pointed out 2 big swings. Nothing to show for it, but then with 2 strikes, he just kind of shortened it up and smoked a line drive over the head of the center fielder Goes, and the Indians were off and running tonight. Zach McAllister getting loose in the Cleveland bullpen.
Down 0-2 in his last at bat and ended up drawing the walk.
Farmer really fell off the side of the mound on that delivery. And I think he hurt himself, Rick. It was really odd when I watched him deliver. He just almost had too much momentum going toward the first base side of the dugout, and he just spun out of that pitch awkwardly. And I think that's why they're out to look at him. That and the fact that he looked like he was kind of shaking that right leg as though maybe something cramped up on him.
Well, he's saying he's okay. They come out now anytime they see something that's not normal. It doesn't matter. Watch him fall off.
You can see him kick that leg.
Winced. Yep.
That's all it takes anymore. I guess it was the left leg, not the right leg, that he was flexing a little bit, but he talks his way into staying in there. Now the 2-2 to Napoli. Fastball, and he humps it by him, so obviously he's okay. 2 down.
Well, there's the big RBI of the night to get the Indians on the board. It was the first 2-out base hit. He shortened that swing up on a high fastball, and Yan Gomes comes back right back up the middle on a breaking ball off Verlander. That's a big 3-run first inning, and they're playing from in front. 5 hits off Verlander tonight, right back up the middle.
And here is Yan Gomes for the 4th time tonight. One ball, 1 strike. It looked like he might have cut the fastball there. Just the velocity wasn't quite there, and it was just
90.
off the plate, and all Gomes could do was wave at it. And he runs the high heat up and in, strikes him out. Indians go 1-2-3. We go to the 8th. 7-2 Cleveland. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. We go to the 8th inning. Indians go back to the bullpen after Tommy Hunter worked a 1-2-3 7th inning. Zach McAllister comes on here to pitch in the 8th.
Leading off for Detroit will be the first baseman, Miguel Cabrera.
Napoli coming off the field. What's he need? A new glove? His string? I think the string must have broken a glove in the webbing. Needs another first baseman's glove. Timeout, equipment change. So now someone's got to run up to the clubhouse. Let's take a look at some of the defense by the Cleveland Indians tonight. The one-hop throw back in the first inning by Bird. Nice tag by Gomes. Lindor on a beautiful dive and a one-hop throw to first. Nonchalant Kipnis on a sliding catch off the bat of Victor Martinez. Gomes with a couple of pickoff attempts. He gets Upton at first base. So they played some pretty sharp defense tonight. Lindor was saying my arm's too strong. I broke through the webbing. He had to go. So yeah, I mean, it's quite a ways to get up to that clubhouse, and and then come all the way down to get a glove if it's in the locker, which I'm sure that's exactly where it was. This one's got the red webbing. So there's the backup coming out to play tonight.
I was just thinking, Rick, when we were on the road, I can't remember the game. I don't think it was in Philly. Maybe it was in Minnesota. There was a play at first base where the Indians went to the review on a pickoff play. And he had that glove on, I'm pretty sure, because remember, we could tell it was the red webbing that just caught the shoulder of the jersey on the player that was trying to get back to the bag.
You got a better memory than I do there.
Who was that?
I remember Howard at first base when they picked off
maybe that's what
Davis,
I'm thinking of.
And they reviewed the play and
that's
overturned
what I'm thinking of. Yeah, he had a similar glove then. 'Cause I remember had that red webbing in it.
Napoli and Howard, very similar. I mean, remember he said he should have slid back with his left arm, instead of the right arm, because the left-handed first baseman can tag you.
Well, that's a good point. I was going to go back to that at some point, and we never really had a chance. But when they picked Upton off, now granted that's coming from the catcher, not from the pitcher, back in the fourth inning, I noticed, as Cabrera fouls it off, that when Napoli took the throw and turned back, his foot was right in front of the base. In other words, when Upton slid back hands first, he had nowhere to go.
Right.
Otherwise, he snapped his fingers sliding back into Napoli's foot. So he had to try to slide and reach around his hand, and that's when around his foot, and that's when he smacked the tag down on him.
That's a natural position at first base when you get a throw like that, to just stay with the ball and tag through it.
Now I'm assuming this is by design to put your foot down right there. But when you're trying to take a throw, it might have just been good luck too.
Yeah, you're trying to get to the base as quickly as possible, and then you just want to get there. The throw happened to be right on the money by Gomes, and his foot was there. It didn't make it any easier for Upton to get his hand to the base.
Now the 3-2, and Cabrera fouls that off to the right. Cubs scored 6 runs tonight against the Pirates. With Jake Arrieta on the mound, how money in the bank is that?
You would think it's pretty solid.
He's given up 4 runs the whole year.
Yeah, it'd be a good investment, I would think. But the Cubs are pretty good.
6-0 going to the 7th. And that game's in Pittsburgh. Foul right back.
He's falling off the fastball from McAllister. He's still. It's like you're not going to beat me with a breaking ball. But he just fouls off his fastball, serves him to right field into the seats, fouls him wherever they're located until he gets one he can handle. This will be pitch number 9.
Oh, he just
see?
lays off
He
a
knew
high
it. Look,
heater.
he's talking to himself up there. He knew it. Wow.
And that goes back to kind of what you were talking about before. I mean, this is a tough pitch to lay off for most mortals.
Sure it is, but you know, he knew it. Look at him, huh?
Victor Martinez.
It's just like he knows what's coming in the batter's box. There's not many hitters as smart. He sets pitchers up, and he enjoys playing the game. He makes it look easy, and that's not an easy thing to do for I don't care who you are in this game.
Victor Martinez 1 out of 3 tonight. And he smokes it to right field. Bird makes the chest high catch, rifles it back to first base, but Cabrera is back safely. 1 away. And now Miggy looking out at Marlon Byrd with his hands up in the air like, what are you doing? What are you trying to throw me out for?
At bat for Detroit, number 8, Justin Upton.
Hey, look at it. Now he's just, you know, it doesn't matter the score 7-2. He's going to let him know. What are you doing, man? It's 7-2. I'm not going anywhere. And, you know, in a way he's right because he didn't really have a chance at him.
I think sometimes as an outfielder, you see a little opening, you just get fired up like I'm going to try to get him.
Yeah, you do. You think you can, so you go ahead and you try it. And if you get him, then that gives you bragging rights. Like, no, not on my arm.
I still think one of the greatest outfield assists I've ever seen was that play in Cincinnati, an old Riverfront Stadium, when Paul O'Neill for the Reds was trying to pick up the ball and he couldn't pick it up, and he just kicked it and it went right to the first baseman. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he was so frustrated he couldn't pick it up, put a fork in it.
Now the 1-1. And there's a liner to center, and that's a base hit. So Justin Upton has 2 hits on the night. Could very easily have 3 if not for a spectacular play by Lindor early in the game. NASCAR is back on FS1 Saturday as the circuit heads to Kansas for the GoBowling.com 400, where Jimmy Johnson will look to defend his title from last year. I'm not making this up. It's right on the graphic. It all begins at 7 only on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
How can you miss it? Go Bowling 400. That's Murph's race.
Two on, 1 out. Nick Castellanos 1 out of 3 tonight, the batter, and he takes low ball 1. There have been 20 hits in this game. Tigers have 10 hits. The Indians have 10 hits. But where it matters, the Indians lead it 7-2 in the run column, and here comes Mickey Callaway.
Well, he's letting the bullpen get up and start throwing. 7-2 ball game, and you know, you're out there, you want to get some work in, and you're thinking, okay, let's go get some work in, but 2 have reached.
Brian Shaw and the lefty.
That's the one thing about this Tigers offense. You know, late in the ball game, you get a couple of guys on, they can blast one and then bring them right back into the game in a hurry, and that's something you don't want to happen here. You're at the getting to the bottom part of this lineup. Castellanos hitting 6th tonight. So Tito wants to make sure, okay, we can't let them get back into this game. So he's looking for a ground ball, get a double play.
And a low fastball at the knees for a strike. the mask of Yan Gomes.
You know, we've seen that happen a couple of times on the road where a ball just goes right off the top of the catcher's mask and goes way up onto the screen or the helmet.
Yeah. Ball's just now trickling down the screen. Tell you what we haven't seen much of, knock on wood, and it's still early in the year. We haven't seen a lot of those direct hits this year where a catcher just gets stunned.
What did he do there? Did he do something? He took his left hand off the bat. He's taking a long walk around the batter's box. It looked like, watch his hand. That right one, and he's just going to keep it off. See, something happened.
The left wrist.
Yeah. Took that swing, and it affected
looks like he's got it taped up, Rick.
Yeah.
I have a little something.
You know what? It probably hurts when you swing and miss. And he
doesn't. He didn't that time. And coming around third base, Cabrera is going to be waved home, and he's going to score. So no quitting this Tiger bunch. Still 2 on, still only 1 out. And it's now a 7-3 ball game as McAllister's given up back-to-back hits.
All right, now I don't know if they saw what we saw, but it didn't look like that wrist was feeling very good. There's a low breaking ball, and he just, you know, gets it into left field. They was going to send Miggy. They figured 7-2. They wouldn't be throwing home. Scores easily, so it continues. 2 hits in the inning. Still 2 men on base.
Here comes Terry Francona. And he's going to make a move to the bullpen here. He wants Ryan Shaw here in the 8th inning with 2 on and 1 out. Even with a 4-run lead, the Tigers, as we mentioned, can strike quickly. So Shaw's coming on when we come back. At Comerica Park, and there was an incident in which Brad Ausmus asked the umpires to make him take off his ring, and the umpire said, no, it's rubber. Why should he take it off? Ausmus came out a second time to complain, in which Shaw said, all right, fine, I'll just take it off. And after striking out a batter, he walked a couple of guys, and he had to be removed from the ballgame. Afterwards, the Indians were not real thrilled with the actions of Brad Ausmus, and here's Andre Knott with sort of the latest.
Well, the latest is Brian Shaw actually had the name of the company's shirt on this afternoon. The company has sent him multiple shirts, multiple rings. I believe he has a camouflage. Oh, there it goes. He just took it off. He had the camouflage ring on today. He's got them in multiple colors, and he may become the biggest spokesman ever for rubber band wedding rings.
Well, he's got, looks like, Andre, he's got a tattoo on that.
Yes, it's a tattoo there as well, but he had a camouflage one on. I think he just took it off.
I couldn't see it. It was camouflage.
If Brad Ausmus asks him to have the tattoo removed, then we'll really have a story.
It's going to be a long night then.
His first pitch to James McCann is ball 1. McCann is 0 for 2 after being hit by a pitch his first time up. Tigers have been a very good team scoring late in games. They've outscored their opponents 13-4 now in the 8th inning and 9-7 in the 9th. So Shaw trying to put the fire out quickly here in inning number 8. And McCann a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jared Saltalamacchia has moved to the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Detroit. As Shaw delivers, and McCann strikes out. 2 down. Shaw figured he chased after it once before. Let's see if he'll do it again, and indeed.
Yeah, he did. He made a nice pitch. That's a slider. Brian Shaw takes it off the cutter, and he has the fastball as well, so put a little more tilt to it, a little better depth, gets the strikeout. Out number 2.
Well, Jared Saltalamacchia with 6 home runs leads the Tigers in that department, has 16 runs batted in. So Ausmus figures he's going to take his shot right here with 2 men on base.
Well, yeah, this is the 8th inning. You better. You got to take your shot now. Bottom part of the lineup.
Shaw with a fastball to the outside corner for strike 1. Swung on and missed. His fastball has so much movement on it.
Yeah, that first one 94, that one 95.
Watch
You look
this
at,
thing.
yeah, that's what you talk about, the movement. Brian's a right-hander that sometimes throws like a left-hander where he has a tough time throwing it straight.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes you think his fastball's a cutter, but he has the cutter, he's got a fastball, and that slider.
2 on, 2 out, 2-strike pitch. And a little bit outside with a straight fastball. That time looked like either a four-seamer or one that had run the opposite direction. Broke his bat. Lindor scoops it up, throws it out, and the inning is over. Tigers get a run closer. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, 7-3 Cleveland. new pitcher for Detroit is left-hander Blaine Hardy. And he'll be coming on to face the bottom third of the Indians order. Marlon Byrd, Jose Ramirez, Tyler Naquin all due up. Andrew Romine has come into the ballgame now for Detroit for Anthony Goes in center field. Marlon Byrd 0 for 3 tonight, but he made arguably the play of the game defensively back in that first inning. Turned a fly ball into a double play when he caught the fly ball hit by Victor Martinez and then threw out J.D. Martinez at the plate, even though they needed video replay to overturn the call and get it right. Ball, right field. Martinez in front of the track will pull it down. What a win. Our Pat O'Brien play of the game. Francisco Lindor. What a day. Base hit in the first, double in the second, 3-run homer in the fifth. So he's driven in 3. He has 3 hits. He has scored 3 runs. That, my friend, is a trifecta. Jose Ramirez had a base hit in the second inning. 1 out of 3 on the night.
This is the second time Hardy has pitched against the Indians. Came in once in Detroit, pitched an inning and a third with zeros across. But other than that, the first win that they did in Detroit a week ago Friday, they beat them 2-1, and then they scored 10, 6, and now they have 7 on the board.
2 down here in the 8th.
For the Tribe, batting for
And we'll get Rajai Davis batting for Tyler Naquin.
number 20, Rajai Davis.
And a fastball up high for Hardy, 1-0. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rajai Davis looking back at home plate umpire Chris Conroy with surprise and bewilderment. Chases after the pitch just above the belt, maybe let her high. And the count 1-2. That one took off on her. Now the 2-2. And it got a piece of Rajai after he fouled it off.
Yeah, sometimes it goes straight down, comes back up, and it catches you, and I'm not so sure. It looks like it got him in the stomach. Bounced right back up, and he's trying to catch his breath.
Back over the screen. By the way, Rick, Arrieta in Pittsburgh tonight, where the Cubs scored him 6 runs. 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Another pedestrian start for the alien. He's pitching like he's on a different planet.
No doubt about it. Rajay rips a ball to left field over his Upton, makes the catch, ending the inning. 8 complete. Cleveland 7, Detroit 3.
Progressive Field. Cody Allen is on to try to get the final 3 outs. And Jensen, it's nice finally to have a cushion going into the ninth.
I had a flashback right when Francisco Lindor came up with 2 on and nobody out, and I heard this voice in my head. Do you pitch to it? Well, I don't know if Detroit's going to be pitching to Francisco Lindor much longer.
Probably shouldn't have pitched to him in that situation. Hindsight being 20/20 and all.
Glad he didn't bunt, Rick.
All right, coming up after the game, Indians Live. Make sure you join us. It's brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Back upstairs we go to Matt and Rick for the ninth.
Well, guys, if you had any doubt as to how badly Terry Francona wanted this game, this will clear it up for you real quick. Cody Allen coming in. This is not a safe situation, but the Indians have lost 3 in a row, 5 out of 6, and Tito wants this one badly. And so he's going to Cody Allen to make sure this one doesn't get away. Rajay Davis stays in the ball game, taking over for Tyler Naquin after he pinch hit for him. And Lonnie Chisenhall is now in right field for Marlon Byrd. Jose Iglesias, Ian Kinsler, J.D. Martinez due up for Detroit. And a fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, for Brian Shaw, when he came in, that was his 12th game appeared in, and this is also Cody Allen's 12th. So it's almost like, you know, when one pitches, in comes the next. And these are 2 guys that, you know, they're machines, boy. I think they're better when they work. The more they work.
And the 0-2. High heater, Iglesias able to lay off. Iglesias beat out an infield single in the 3rd. One of 11 Tiger hits on the night. There you go. No. First base umpire Gabe Morales.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, though. Conroy, he asked in a hurry. There was no question. As soon as he went up with the hand, he said no. So he had a good look at it, I would think. No, he did not swing. That was a good call.
High fastball strikes him out. One down on the night. Keys to the game revisited courtesy of Mazda. Keep him in the park. Well, Ian Kinsler did hit a 2-run shot on the 5th, and that cut the gap to 4-2 at the time. And the Tigers this year have been almost unbeatable when they hit a home run. But the Indians got the 3 runs in the first, and the key was they added on tonight.
Yes, they did.
That 3-run homer by Lindor in the 5th inning was enormous. Ian Kinsler looks at the breaking ball. Down low. Oh, that curveball called a strike. Kinsler not happy. That had a lot of tilt, a lot of break to it.
Good curveball. As a hitter, you don't want to swing at it because you got a good chance of beating it in the ground. Good fastball to follow it.
Wow, that one has.
That stayed up.
That probably has Cody Allen shaking his head a little bit. 2-1. Fouled right back. Kinsler, another good night. At the plate, 2 for 4, and not only does he have the 2 hits, but he drove a ball to deep center that wasn't too far from getting out of here back in the 3rd inning. Checks on a high heater. And the count goes full. Same 2 teams. Wednesday night here at Progressive Field. Corey Kluber, Anibal Sanchez, the matchup. 6 o'clock start time, 5:30. Indians Live gets it started. Swing and a miss. He blew it by him with 94 miles an hour. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cody Allen in the ninth.
Well, but that's what you do. He gets to a full count, and he's saying, "Here we come, man. You're going to have to get my best." And it's a good fastball, and he throws it by him. Kinsler hit a couple of breaking balls tonight, but that heater got by him. He's yelling at his back.
Now J.D. Martinez, who is 0 for 4, has struck out each of his last 3 times up. Looks at a curveball outside. There's a low tracer to even the count 1-1. Out of play to the right. So we're going to ground ball up the middle and through. J.D. Martinez keeps it alive for Detroit. And that's going to bring up Miguel Cabrera, who has 2 hits on the night. Walked and scored his last time up. Cabrera takes a strike. Cody, a lot of first pitch curveballs, it seems like, here tonight.
Well, he's going to take him off that heater. If he can get it in for strike 1, man, it makes a huge difference.
a play right side. It's 0-2.
Because that second pitch, when you can drop that hook in, there's still a little doubt in that hitter's mind if you're going to come back with it or you're going to come back with the fastball. So you put a little doubt in that mind, and that's all it takes.
Strike 3 called. This one's over. Cody Allen nails it down as the Indians win the series opener by a final score of 7-3. The Tribe ends their 3-game skid, and they halt Detroit's 5-game win streak. And the Indians hang the 100th career loss on Justin Verlander here tonight. The winning pitcher is Josh Tomlin, who improves to 4-0 on the year, and he's now
11-0 out of 12 starts
after an Indians loss. That is just incredible. Tribe is now 11-12 on the year. They've won 9 of their last 11 against the Tigers, all 4 so far this year, and the Tigers are now 14-11. Good ball game tonight. Indians scored early, added on, pitched well enough to get the job done.
You know, that's the thing that they needed to do. They needed in the first inning, it eliminated a lot of doubt, but when the 2-out base hit came, it was Mike Napoli. He got on, he swung through 2 high fastballs, shortened his swing, drove a ball to center field, 2-out base hit to score 2. Gomes comes in with another base hit. You get 3 runs in the first. You get a couple hits with runners in scoring position. Tomlin could go out and pitch and relax, and then the 3-run bomb. And right after the Detroit got on the board, that was huge as well. So that's a good way to start coming home.
7-3 is the final. We'll be back with some final thoughts right after this.